Does this work? It is currently 11:16 p.m. Fucking tired, but I can't go to sleep. I don't know. I've had a lot of creative energy lately, or motivation at least. And I think it's because I have a little more faith in what I can do, I guess, and maybe the things that I can like achieve. And I guess that it's because I worked on some stuff and I've been more attracted to the idea of it because I've had a couple revelations. Things that are like, they're very straightforward, but sometimes you hear things and they, like, you register them, but you don't really believe them. Doesn't necessarily mean that you really absorb them and took them in, but I've been trying to think of things to make, and not that I've been successful with it, but I've tried at least. You know, I sit down and I try to get the homework done, but I don't finish. I don't come up with anything good enough to really produce, or that I want to produce. I don't feel passionate about these things, so I shouldn't really do something unless I feel passionate about it. I mean, if I'm not gonna put my all into it, then why would I do it? Pressure pushing down on me, pushing down on you, no madness. I don't really have that much pressure. Well, not that I'm putting any more on myself, because I feel like there's already enough, you know, for school, deadlines, future, responsibility. I think that sometimes we make art and we have expectations for the finished product, and when we get there and they're not what we expected, the project took a turn, or it differed, or it changed somehow, those expectations can cause us to view ourselves, view our work very negatively, and you just work for a delusion, basically. Which is like, it's basically what every artist like works towards anyway, because it's like you have a vision in your head and you're trying to get to the vision, and sometimes you're able to get to the vision, and then sometimes you're not as successful. But I think that if you tried, you put effort into at least trying to get it done, you didn't fail entirely. You know, you learned something, you got something out of it. But I don't know, I am not a very quantity over quality person. I can't just make. For the longest time, I was like, oh, I'm gonna post on YouTube, I'm gonna post this, I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna make a short film in 1 week, 1 minute short film. And then I just didn't get anything done. It never came through. The idea never worked. I was never able to finish it. And so I thought, maybe visual diary isn't so bad. Just leave a footprint somewhere out there. Not that it has to be watched or that I want it to be watched even. Just kind of wanted to leave my thoughts on a couple things, but I don't really remember the last time I felt joy making something, like, not joy, but excitement to work on something, and real, like, enthusiasm and like, genuine, like, genuinely putting effort into something because it excites you, it motivates you, you want to work, you want to push yourself to be better. I had a talk with a friend the other day, and she said how she's like, why don't you work? Why don't you do work? And I'm like, okay. Well, I feel unmotivated. I'll lose motivation halfway through. I'll doubt the project. I'll doubt myself. I'll doubt my skills and my abilities. Self-esteem will be low. I'll really pressure myself. And I'm always scared that I'm never going to get things done. And surely, most of the time I don't get things done, really. But I mean, I try and push through things, but when I have to try and push through things, I really just don't feel like doing them. When I have to push through, when I feel like I have to push through something, it really, like, I really don't want to do it, and I'm not there. Like, my creative, like, self isn't really there. It's more like logistics. It's more like I'm logically thinking, okay, this move and then this move and then this move and then this move. It's not like, like, it has no touch of mine. I mean, yeah, sure, it's my idea, but it doesn't mean it's a good one. And it doesn't exactly mean that it's something that I authentically would really like to see done somewhere, wherever. And so I want to make things for my own enjoyment. I want to make things that make me feel excited, and I want to make things that I genuinely resonate with, not just like the first thing that pops into my head and then whatever, let's go film that. I mean, I can, but I feel like I would much rather indulge in a project that I sincerely would put my everything into. I mean, maybe it'd be good practice to kind of, it's a dirty work, I guess. But then, I guess doing all that dirty work, like, if I was to just think of an idea and just go film it, like, that dirty work, I guess at one point or another it would get tiring. Like, I told my friend that because of school, I do most of my videos at school, and I make them for school. And I work with classmates and stuff, and she says, like I work on deadlines, and most of the time I'll be burnt out, so I'll always be like missing sleep, make rushed videos, make rushed things, stress myself, because of all these, like, factors. I I don't necessarily make work that I deeply resonate with. And so I started to think, well, my work is shitty. I make shitty work. I don't like my work. And so I just kind of think like, because I stress out doing those things, that I'm gonna stress out doing artistic, more liberated projects that I have like complete freedom on. And even though, like, you know, I'm not bound by a deadline and I'm not bound by anything or anyone really, they feel just as unbearable to get done. They feel just as undoable and frustrating and stress inducing. And she just told me it's because I associate the two together. And, you know, your body's always going to look for the way to keep you in homeostasis, to keep you calm, to keep you stable. So, you know, you wouldn't want to. And even then, I feel like art is such a gamble. Because I feel like I have all this money, I have all this energy that I can, like, risk right now, and that I'm willing to risk right now. And I guess I'm not really risking anything. I guess it's because I haven't really drawn a deck yet that I'm going to play with. But I guess I just really need to sit down and think about things that I want to make. But then also, I sit down to think about things, and it's just like sleeping. I can't think about anything. I think about everything. So, you know, I'll play The Great Gatsby back in my head or something, or a conversation I had with a friend like 40 times. Or maybe I'll like daydream about talking to a person I've never talked to before. And I'd imagine what our conversation would be like. Or I remember things from long ago. Whatever, I guess it's just tumbleweeds passing through the desert. Or clouds floating through the sky. I don't know what to do anymore. I really, 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 really want to make something soon. And I want to make it mine. I need to risk something, even if I know I'm going to lose it all. Have a good night.